Hey, butterfly kisses. Still getting set up. I don't plan to be very long at all. Hey, Lee, how are you? Right. Still getting set up. Just a second here. Can you hear an echo? Hey, Hippoporium. Hey, Candy Girl. Hope everybody's doing okay. I had no intention on really going live tonight, but I came across something and made a quick video. Wanted to put it out. Nah, not feeling it. I know. It's been kind of crazy around here, right? Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. It's been kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is turning into, I don't know, man. Hopefully a lesson for people. I hope you're doing good, Hippoporium. I was thinking about you yesterday. But somebody brought my attention to something. And I clipped it, which I'm still not great at. At all. And I don't plan on being very long tonight, but it was something that was a bit troubling. I think that shows this Zav girl and her level of empathy and give a shit for people. Hey, Jen H. Good to see you. There's a lot of people that are kind of back and forth with, did she do this for money? Did she not do this did she not do it for money? Did she really care? Does she care about the people that she's talking about? Especially when it comes to the most vulnerable, which are children. Children, people who can't defend themselves, who are looking to adults to kind of protect them, that's our job. And it's not about if you have children or not have children. It's about being human, doing the right thing, and protecting children. I'm still getting set up. Bear with me because I don't want to be very long. Right? There should be no divide on this whatsoever. There should be no arguing, no back and forth, no. I agree with you. Hey, Angelo. Always good to see you. There should be no back and forth with this. There should be no room for what if, did she not. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It doesn't matter if you have children, if you don't have children. Wrong is wrong, people. Wrong is wrong. There's really no other way around it. But it's turning into a lot of clicks and views and a lot of argument, just turning into a lot of shit. I like to have as much of an open chat as possible. I'm going to change.org to request updates and changes to FOIA regarding children, minors, and vulnerable adults. I love you, Angelo. Thank you. I've emailed local legislative offices, victims advocates offices. I'm doing what I can. And I'm finding that we need to know. Well, I don't want to say anything right now, but I don't want to say anything yet. I shouldn't have said anything at all. Hey, Candy Girl. She's lost a lot of subscribers. I hope so. She deserves to lose her entire platform, in my opinion. There's no room for error in this. There's no coming back from this, in my opinion. Wrong is wrong, and people that are riding on this, following suit, using it for back and forth arguing in defense of what she's done, it's wrong. And I can't believe the amount of adults that we have that don't have the ability to see through the eyes of these parents, especially those of us who learned about this case from the beginning and watched the investigation and watched the news reports, watched the trial. I can't believe that there are adults that know this trial, know everything that's happened, and are defending what Zap Girl and Recliner Skank and a lot of them have done. I can't believe that there's anybody in defense of this shit. And it makes me see a lot of people different, in my opinion. If you can do something like this, or if you can defend it, you're the lowest of low. I mean, I forget respect. I think you deserve no dignity. I have heard that her Patreon has been removed, but I can't confirm that. I'm not positive. I heard Brian Enton last night say that it was, but I have not personally gone and checked. I'm not clicking on any of her shit. I don't. To be fair, arguments. Oh my God, right? Yeah, it's just it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. This isn't entertainment. This isn't content. This isn't for sale. This isn't money. But let me show you guys something because I don't want to be very long. There's other people that are live tonight. But let me show you. Somebody sent me some clips and I went and clicked on one video of that idiot's just to be sure that what I was being told was correct, and it was. But I'm going to show you Zab Girl's display of empathy and compassion for those that are going through the most devastating times of their lives. Hello, New Orleans lady. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. No effing way. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you too. All of you. Hello, lurkers. People sitting in the back. I've had a lot of people email and say, hey, Salty C, people say from a grieving parent's perspective, what's my opinion? I mean, I've spoke very openly about it. I'm afraid that this is going to be the new standard. Okay, thank you, Angelo. I'll definitely be forwarding that on. That's amazing. Thank you. I knew you would be on top of this in your own way, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And as always, I like to have somewhat of an open panel for those touchy topics like this who also would like to voice their opinion to a small audience where they're not going to be attacked. So I'll put that to the top. In the meantime, I put these clips together, so I want to be super long tonight. But I felt it was important to put this out. Also, Landon posted another statement. And I have that in this video here at the end. So let me make sure you can see it. I pinned it it should be pinned to the top of the comments. Lee. This video is mine. I put it together. I edited the clips to make them look different so that they are transformed. Anybody's free to use them. I always say that. Hey, crazy nurse. How are you, beautiful? I hope you're doing good. But let's look at Zab Girl's empathy, right? So right after the trial, right after the sentencing, and I don't want to say the woman's name because she doesn't deserve any more attention than what she got during the trial. But the piece of shit who hurt this baby, right after her sentencing, the parents of Gannon, Al and Landon, did a couple of interviews on very public news outlets and things like that, and they were heart-wrenching. I don't know about you guys. For me, it was heart-wrenching. I cried. I could feel their pain. I knew from talking to other parents in similar situations that they hadn't yet even began to grieve. They were still in a state of shock. They went from not knowing to knowing and accepting, and then boom. Now this is, the first couple of days trying to pick up the pieces. So they gave these interviews. So I only clipped the last couple minutes, few seconds of Al talking, but Zab Girl watched both Landon and Al. Al's message at the end was very powerful, in my opinion. And I want to show you how Zab Girl reacted to this. So she had an audience of a lot. I want to show you how she reacted to this. Yeah, Jen H., I couldn't help but cry. I mean, I watched. I was glued because I felt like it's not about the person that hurt. It's not about the monster that ended his life. Now it's about him, his memories, and it's about his family. And it's about supporting them moving forward in a positive direction. It's about helping them up when they're on their knees.
We pray that no one ever experiences.
Can everybody hear that? Okay. Hey, Freeside, how are you? And that's what we should be doing in these situations. We should be helping them, giving them a safe place to speak we should be sharing outlets. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. But let's watch how Zav Girl reacted to this. She's disgusting.
Hope that, we
Hi,
we
Blank
pray
Slate.
that no one ever experiences a loss like this, or like she's experienced, or any other loss of a child, but that you can move forward. It takes a lot, and it takes a lot of time, but you can put the pieces together. And you can show emotion, and you can show feeling, but you can move forward, and you can continue on. Wherever you draw that strength from, we draw ours from God. And I acknowledge others draw it from different places, but that hope that you can persevere and you can move on, or move forward, I should say. That's what I want to leave everyone with, a message of hope.
Like, what a message, right? You can persevere and you can move forward. You can draw strength. You can pick yourself up. You can get through the unimaginable. And he's living testament of that. Let's see what Zav Girl had to say immediately following such a powerful message from both parents. I just didn't want to put both parents in because we've all seen it. We've all seen it.
Okay, so I want to comment on, first I want to show you my shirt. Check this out, Pink Floyd. Isn't that cool? I like Floyd, I like Pink Floyd. So together, and I like pink, the color. I thought that was cool.
First words after he opened up and spoke in such a vulnerable place. Who cares about your shirt, you fucking idiot? Nobody cares about your favorite colors. It's not what's important. It's not.
Anyway, okay, so
someone was telling me that she actually has a super chat goal on her live streams of $1,000. And I went and found that to be true. Welcome, Blank Slate. Thank you for being here. So don't tell me she's not here for money.
I want to make a comment here. I started this. Where is it? Okay.
Here's her display of empathy on the words spoke from Gannon's father immediately following sentencing of the monster who murdered his son. He black belt. I'm good. I hope you're good too.
Kristen, you said a few people have said Al is just Melissa, but I also heard Al met Melissa at a support group for those grieving. Does anyone have factual knowledge to this? I don't know if it was more than rumors. I think it's probably true. That's what was out. Like, people were talking about this back when this all happened, like 3 years ago. That he actually, I think rumors. BB, that's kind of funny. Oh.
So I want to be clear about this next section. For all the parents who are on this platform because they have missing children, because they've lost children, for people who have missing loved ones, sisters, brothers, spouses, parents, friends, listen to this next part because it had me pretty pissed off.
Like, Al is like legit, like his emotions are real. But sometimes, when somebody's like sad about something and then you don't feel it, like when we're doing like true crime, like interviews of parents or something where we're not sure and we're like, are they faking? Are they involved? I try to use somewhat of like, do I feel the sadness that they're trying to portray? Like, do you feel it, or is it just like you don't even feel it? Like, let's say somebody's like just crying and they're just having all these emotions, and then like you feel nothing listening to them. Like, I feel like that's a good indicator that maybe they are faking it, because if it's real, like, a lot of times when it's real, you feel it too. You know what I'm saying? With Landon, like, I'm always like feeling it so much. Um, Al, I do feel it, but not like as much as Landon. But
So your emotion is only real if Zap Girl can feel it.
I kind of use that as a is it barometer or indicator or whatever to kind of like, okay, let me look more into this because I'm not really feeling anything. Because you know what I'm saying? Does it mind making sense? Because if somebody really is, then you almost like feel that energy back. But yeah, I feel like he's very emotional. And I don't feel like I'm not feeling it as much because it's less. I don't know what it is. 'Cause I do feel like he's legit like sad.
Exactly, Candy Girl. They don't cry enough.
But no, I don't like cheating. But so let's say he really was cheating. So it's like, don't think you're not gonna be maybe the one being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of the times once they cheat, they will do it again. But then I feel like there is certain instances where it's because the person hasn't found the right person, and there's no excuse you shouldn't cheat on anybody. But there could be there is cases I'm sure where the person just isn't finding the right person, and then when they do, then they might not cheat on. You know what I'm saying? They might have somebody that they won't cheat on, but for a lot of the times, it's like, don't think you're like too good for him to do it to you too. So if he did happen to cheat on, oh well.
So Al spoke on, hey Tater, how are you? Al, Gannon's father, spoke on strength, drawing strength, picking yourself up, trying to remain positive, moving forward. All of these things. Beautiful message when the whole nation was waiting to hear from him. And she took away from that how to interview parents and determine if they're being truthful about their emotions based on if she feels them or not. I don't think she's capable of feeling emotions, to be honest. And then a whole lot of marital and relationship advice. Like, wow. Rumors and insults. Let's take a look at her thumbnails. Crazy, wild speculation. Oh, and enhancing videos. You know, kind of like what she did with Kylie Rodney's videos. Insanity to me. Yes, Mr. Emery, against evil she is. If you look at these photos and you can't see the pain and suffering of these parents who are left to pick up the pieces, if you can't see the pain and suffering on this mother and this father holding themselves up, I don't know how to help you. Because that's all I see is pain and suffering. For two parents who didn't have the option on losing their child or not in the most horrific way. Hey, Tragedy Pimps. I see nothing but pain, suffering, agony, misery. So I think it was yesterday that Zap Girl the Moron posted this on her community tab. Can someone please email me the contact info for Landon that is accurate and up to date if possible? Thank you. And Landon's reply came today on her personal Facebook page. I'm going to read it to you. Gannon is my child and is not an experiment nor a piece of paper or photo. He is a child. I pray that all that is involved in this heinous act will stop and no longer do this to anyone else. I will not give you any satisfaction. No one deserves this, and no one wants to be in these shoes. You may say that if it happened to you, you may not change your actions. I do not wish this on anyone. I'm sure you would rethink your actions if this was indeed you or your child. The good that I take from this is that good people still exist, and in a matter of seconds, Ganon's army came together. I surely hope Ganon taught you all a lesson. He is the one who deserves an apology. My son Ganon. Someone asked me, would I accept an apology? The answer is not without seeing the behaviors change, not without seeing a change in the person who committed such a heinous act against my family. I wouldn't give an apology. On top of that, why did it take so long to realize that you needed to apologize? It took the whole internet coming against you, minus a handful of idiots, for you to finally acknowledge that what you did was wrong and that you hurt people. The whole internet, Brian Enton, other news stations telling you that what you did was so far below the belt, ridiculous, over the line, disrespectful, vile, disgusting, all of those words. That's when you wanted to apologize? So are you apologizing because you destroyed this family all over again? See, apologies don't really matter if it doesn't fix the problem, if it doesn't fix what you've done. You can't really apologize for something if you can't fix it. You can't remove what you've put out into the world. This privacy that belongs to this family. The dignity that was stolen from Ganon in death. You can't go back and get it. You can't rewind time. And now other people are doing exactly the same thing. So what's an apology going to do but make you feel better? Because it's not going to make the family of this baby feel any better. So I wouldn't accept an apology. I would want your channel gone and deplatformed because you clearly don't use it for good. You use it for bad. It's my opinion. Some comments. It's shocking to me that this credulous dolt is in her 40s, right? Doesn't understand how anything works. Every single word is speculation. Shouldn't even bother to watch the trial. I just learned that. She didn't watch the trial. Yep. Crazy nurse, I'm with you. I mean, do we want to exist in a world on social media with people like this? Where you disagree with them and this is what they do? Is this going to be used as a new scare tactic or a new war method when you don't like somebody? Instead of just doxing them or using their deceased family members or sending them nasty emails, is this going to be the new standard? So yeah, I hate how naive she acts. What? Is that right? I didn't know that. Oh my God. Emery Against Evil. So she's an expert on how men should react to the brutal murder of their son. Absolutely. She thinks that she is. And if your emotions aren't for her to understand or feel, then you must be faking. And she needs to investigate that further because she's an expert interviewer and investigator. You know, she's charged with bringing forth the charges and making an arrest. No, she's a nobody, just like me and everybody else on this platform. What she said is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. She plays ditzy and stupid and hides behind that knows damn well what she's doing. Good to see you, Tragedy Pimps. Thanks for stepping in. Yeah, my heart's been broke for them. I just cannot fathom. It was just 2 months ago that we watched the sentencing, and most of us walked away feeling somewhat happy to see the right sentence, yet devastated still because we know how much work the family is going to have to go through the minute that that's over, the minute they walk out of the courtroom. It's like chasing them around to watch what they do, to be the first to report it. It's just insane to me. Zav has no remorse. She truly believes she's the victim. I believe that. And I think that there's something to be said about her timing. So from what I understand, she's on vacation. So how convenient that a couple of weeks before vacation, she puts them behind a paywall and then advertises them on Reddit and other social media platforms. I've heard that around 3,000 people paid $3. I don't know if that's true. I can't verify that. But if it is, how disgusting. And you can't say it's not for money. I mean, right before she's going on vacation. I mean, that's pretty telling if that's true that she's on vacation. I think it's gross. They have to feel broken. They have to feel ashamed. They have to feel all of the emotions for what they can't control. They can't control any part of this anymore. It's like a runaway train. You can't control any part of it. It's already out there. For me, that's the hardest part. Can you imagine all of that you don't even want to see? You don't even want to see it. Can you imagine that now it's out there for the whole world? People are actually paying for it. Devastating. He never knew he would have to lose a child to be in the public eye. Absolutely. They didn't ask to be public figures. They didn't ask for any of this. And they've dealt with it with grace, dignity. They've been respectful to everyone. They've given everybody that front row seat, right after the worst days of their life. They didn't hide. They put it out on Front Street in hopes of finding their son and then getting justice for him. And people have exploited that too. Don't apologize. Show me change. Crazy Nurse, my change was going through my subscriptions. And anyone who supports that, done. Unsubscribed. Done. Never see me in the chats. Never see me communicating with. None of those things. On this platform, the first step is removing yourself from their audience. Don't engage. Don't give them any clicks and views. That's it. That's the start. Then we go to local legislation. We go to victims advocates offices. We go to the law, and we make it illegal. And we hold people accountable for it. We come together as one. That starts. Valerie says, I would have been crapping my pants if Brian Enton came after me, man. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, she wanted the mother's contact information, and Landon posted her reply to that. She doesn't want an apology. She said Gannon deserves the apology. I mean, what's an apology going to do at this point? So you can't apologize for something that you can't fix, that you can't change, that you can't undo, or that's not going to make someone feel better. And there's nothing that's going to make this feel better. Absolutely nothing. So what's an apology really for? If you're apologizing for something this horrendous, it's because you need to feel vindicated. You need to be able to say, I apologized. How many times do we hear that on this platform? Somebody does something so outrageous below the belt with the intention of destroying someone else. But I apologized, but then they don't change the behavior. The next time they're mad, they're filled with rage, somebody disagrees with them, they do the same thing. If you can't acknowledge what you did hurt someone and that you're the sole person responsible for that, you can't apologize for it. You're not doing it for the right reason. If you can't say, I'm sorry for fill in the blank without using the word but and then blaming someone else for why you did what you did, it's not an apology. It's a justification. You're not owning what you've done. You're excusing it. Can you imagine being thrown out on national news? I think she deserves it and then some, because she's doubled down. Because those people supporting her have doubled down with her and for her. Those people are just as sick. Hey, Mr. Clancy. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Jennifer Ray. Sav just wanted to protect herself from being sued. I don't think she can protect herself at that point anymore. Yeah, Lee, I was surprised too. She didn't watch the trial. What's with the scientific crap? I'm not sure, because she's not in a classroom. She's not a teacher. She's not teaching a class. There are no non-disclosure agreements that are being signed saying, hey, you can't do anything malicious with this. You can't have negative or nefarious intention. Even hiring on the railroad, having to view some of the photos to prepare us for collisions, we had to sign off. We couldn't take pictures of what they showed us on video slides and things like that. I mean, she's an adult, right? We're all adults on this platform. If you have to be told that this is wrong and hurtful and detrimental to the well-being and mental health of the family of this precious child, if you have to be explained this and people have to tell you how badly this can affect people, you don't need to be here. And if you're backing her because you somehow think this is going to grow your channel, you are insane. And don't come at me talking about growing a channel. This channel is not monetized, never has been, never will be. I go on other panels and use the name Stephanie. I don't have my channel name anywhere because I'm not trying to grow a channel. The right people will find this space. I agree, Jennifer. Needs to be long gone, because it's been all this time. It's like she's under a rock. Posting on her platform, can somebody do the work for me? Can someone send me contact information? Can someone tell me what they're saying? I'm going to go in someone's chat and say, but I didn't mean it. I didn't intend for that to happen. I didn't intend for that to happen. That wasn't my intention. But you can't jump on that same panel in the chat and take the take the shit that you deserve. Okay. I hope you're having a great vacation, because I'm sure that Gannon's family is not. I'm sure that this is just as difficult for them. Please don't sue me, right? We can check He Double Down post from a few days ago, which shows us she is. Yes, absolutely. Jimmy Rhino, hello. With all the sick monsters out there, she wants to put out pics of a naked murdered child. What is wrong with that so-called woman? I agree with you, and I wish I had the answer, but I don't. Sometimes money and channel growth will go to someone's head, and then they forget their morals. Kylie's parents and Gannon's parents get the same attorney. They could and should sue her ass off. I'm sure that there's things in the works. I don't know that to be true, positive, 100%, but I'm hearing rumors of it. I hope so. Be freaking mortified, right? What do you think about her bailing for vacay after dropping it? Completely nuts. Got around to answering it. I'm not sure what you mean. Bailing for vacay after dropping it. I think that that's the reason that she dropped it when she did, was because she knew she was going to be going on vacation. See, when people are like, I don't think it's for money, it's so she could control who was seeing it. I mean, are you really controlling it at $3? Oh, more than 3,000 people paid for it. It's 3,000 people. What did they do with it? See, it's like we tell our kids about nude photos. Don't take them. Don't send them. Because once you send it, once you put it out there, you can't control where it goes and who else has it. There could be one person that has a copy of it on their phone. There could be 10,000 people that have a copy of it on their phone. You can't control it once you put it out there. She can't control it once she put it out there. Patreon pulled the link and she put it back up. I heard that was several times. That would have been a good time to stop and think, why did that happen? I agree. After 3 years, I felt relief for them. I did too. To see their interviews, to see them saying something positive, I knew that they would pick up the happy memories and do their damnedest to move forward in a positive direction, which is all that you can really hope for someone else. She used YouTube to promote it, so she should lose YouTube, in my opinion. I agree with you, flip-flop, 100%. 100%. After seeing her thumbnails, I agree with you too. I mean, we have to hold people accountable for the way that they're talking about these cases. When you see somebody going down speculation alley, conspiracy theory road every single day about the same case over and over and over and over and over and pulling photos of neighbors and family members and friends and social media profile and all of this stuff and putting it on the internet, they're destroying lives for clicks and views and cash apps and super chats. And if you're in the audience, you're one of those payment methods. Even if you're just watching, you're a number. That's growth. That's engagement with the channel. And so we're just as accountable by watching it. That's why I encourage you to go through your subscription list and don't engage with those channels. Don't go there. Don't give them a view. Don't give them a click, because you're rewarding them for terrible behavior. And I'm going to say it again. Because it's not happening to you, because it's happening to someone else or someone else's family, doesn't make it okay. I really hope both families sue her. I hope she's held accountable. 100%. Very sick. Hey, Miss Annette, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Definitely on vacation. Isn't that disgusting? Set a neighborhood on fire and then run. Absolutely vile. My next two read. I couldn't agree more. 100% absolutely vile. Absolutely vile. I've said over and over that it should be up to Gannon's family and those that personally knew him and love and care about him and his memories. It should be up to them what happens to these channels. And if his mother's not willing to accept an apology, I think that that's pretty indicative of what they think about the status of these channels that are so willing to disrespect their son in death and shit all over his dignity. And I think that that's pretty indicative that they don't have it in them. I wouldn't. Absolutely vile. I agree with you 100%. 100%. She was absolutely horrible to Kylie Rodney and Kylie's family. Absolutely. Judging a parent who recently found out that their child is gone. I mean, how many tears should we cry? What's acceptable? Do we cry too much? We don't cry enough. We're too emotional for these subjects. We shouldn't be here because we're emotionally charged. Shouldn't you want to hear from people who have lived through this? Shouldn't you want to know how your actions affect those people that you're talking about and that you will talk about in the future? Or do you not want to hear the other side of it and how you affect someone who's going through the worst moments of their life because it interferes with your dollars, your ability to go down conspiracy? I'm sick of seeing the same channels talk about the same true crime cases every day for hours on end when law enforcement has put nothing new out, or the courts have sealed the cases so that you can't go find any new information. And haven't you picked up on that there are more cases that are being sealed and not being given to the public? At what point do we think about maybe that's social media's influence? Maybe that's what social media is doing to the true crime community, interfering with cases. Maybe that's why so many cases are going to be closed in the future. I mean, at this point, I hope that happens. I hope that none of you can get your hands on any more information. I hope that law enforcement goes to a completely private everything until after the sentencing, and then only release what's been public from the beginning. Because when is enough enough? We actually have people on here defending this shit. I actually have people defending it. Zav is no better than Letitia. Both have victimized. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. This precious child was tortured and murdered by a woman, a mother, who should have protected him. And we have a whole platform of parents and adults who claim to care about children, who really claim to care for children, that hurt him in death. No dignity for Gannon because your curiosity? Really? Good for you, crazy nurse. It'll help your mental health. I promise you that. Getting away from those people, those channels, will definitely help your mental health. I promise you. It wasn't science for her. It was a morbid peep show for her entertainment. I agree. I mean, she's a YouTuber. She makes money on YouTube. She's not teaching. She's not in a classroom. She's not a forensic anything. She's not a legal anything. She's nothing more than a YouTuber like everybody else on this platform is. She makes money sitting on her ass on YouTube talking about other people's tragedies. So how was that for science? I agree with you. It was for entertainment. Jennifer says you can't apologize if you don't recognize you're in the wrong. 100%. And if you can't change, if your behaviors don't change, your apology is nothing more than making you feel better. So you can say, I apologize for that, but I went on to terrorize the next family. I've unsubbed from a lot. I'm glad to hear that. I encourage it. I really do. I encourage you to take the time to go through your subscription list, go through your memberships. And if if you're subscribed to a channel that talks about Idaho 4 every single day, a different theory, a different speculation, and they're talking about people that law enforcement are not talking about, I strongly encourage you to cancel that membership and get the hell out of that subscription and leave and don't go back. Don't reward them for doing this to people. You do not know if you will or will not be standing in the same shoes at any point. I never thought I'd be standing in the shoes, but I am. And you can't take them off. And you can't trade them in for a different version. They're not comfortable. They don't fit well. There's no pause button. There's no reset. There's no begging, pleading. You're stuck in them. It could be anybody. It happens on the daily. Gannon's family did not get a phone call. No one asked them if they could ruin their lives for 3 years. No one asked them which one of their children they could live without for the rest of their life. No one asked them to be put on the front page of every newspaper. No one asked them for hundreds of YouTubers to be talking about them on a daily. And no one asked them for those photos. In her one post, she acted like she was the victim. Yeah, she did. Zav said to me, well, Gannon's mom wouldn't have known if you people didn't contact her. Are you kidding me? Grow up. I wanted to start yelling at her, but I didn't. I just said, yeah, your channel isn't for me. Yeah, you don't have to announce. I mean, I can believe that she said that after seeing her reaction and her response to both Gannon's parents doing interviews the day after the sentencing. Do you like my shirt? It's pink. I like pink. And I like this. I mean, that was her reaction to them speaking. I'm sorry that she said that to you, Valerie, and I'm glad that you left the channel. Thank God our son's photos with the army, because I would have hunted her down like the lion after her gazelle. Absolutely crazy nurse. I'm glad that you don't ever have to worry about anything like that. And I think everybody should be in charge of those after law enforcement no longer needs them. She also said it doesn't matter because he's gone. Wow. Whew. Wow. Another Laura, huh? She really needs to stop talking about Gannon and his family. She's done enough to hurt them. She had no business even thinking she is entitled. His family don't need anyone trying to, yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you. What's Zav going to say? I'm sorry, I may have sold your son's nude photos to a couple RSOs. Really? Right. 3,000. The number that I got was 3,000 from one place where she basically advertised them on one social media platform for $3 a pop. Within 2 weeks of going on vacation. Yes, BHB too. Of course, she's going to grab this and try to grow a platform from it. On a good note, I mean, at least that's where all the people that I don't want to be anywhere near are at. If she knows what's coming, she did this out of greed. Absolutely. No one's going to convince me otherwise. See, humans don't do things for no reason. There's always, if you're hungry, you go eat. You know what I mean? If you want a paycheck, you go get a job and you go to work. I mean, we don't do stuff for nothing. No telling what kind of sick freaks now have those photos. I'm sure hundreds do. And how do we come back from that, you know? I mean, how does she come back from that? She can't. If you can't make it better or change your wrong, you don't come back from that. She deserves everything coming for her and then some. Ziggy said she feels sorry for Zav. Ziggy needs to go too. She needed to go whenever she showed up day one with fake CPS people talking about another missing child. Hey, sweet tea. Sorry it took so long. Always good to see you, beautiful. Her need for cash superseded dignity or integrity. Absolutely, Valerie, 100%. As a mom, I can't imagine if Gannon was my child and his remains are being shown for $3 all over the internet. I agree with you. Oh, I agree with you. Those of us speaking out, of course, are, you know, are all crybaby. I can't believe you're in the it's crybaby. When it happens to you, I'm going to remind you of what you said. When something terrible or tragedy strikes you, I'm going to remind you of what you've said to those of us who have stood up and said, this is a hard no. You just crossed a hard no. There's no coming back from that. Because of her, there are still channels and insists Kylie was murdered, for God's sake. Oh my God. Yeah, she did Kylie Rodney very wrong. I was listening to the other person's response doing that. Makes me want to kick back some beaches. You're missing that. I love you, girl. Hope you're doing good. Absolutely. Let's see. Thought she only made $18. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's one place where 3,000 people downloaded that shit. It was horrible how Zav and Upchuck create so many conspiracies. Yeah, that was a bit insane. I mean, it's sad to walk away from an entire case because there's so much speculation and ripping each other apart and craziness. It's just not. It's no longer true crime. It's conspiracy. Way out there conspiracy. Tag Joanna posted my community page, made a petition to stop people from acts. Oh, okay. I will definitely check notifications for that, Sassy Sarah. Thank you for that. I'm standing with everybody who's got petitions and things going. Definitely send them to me. I will definitely add my signature to those and send them out to the different grief groups, in real life grief groups that I participate with, to get more signatures on those. Definitely. Hey, Quiz. I hope you're still here and I hope you're doing good. That's right. She only cares about money. And that says nothing hurts like losing your child. Nothing. Her sharing that she can't feel Gannon's dad's sadness is disgusting and offensive. 100%. I was appalled at watching that. I mean, to have somebody pour their emotions and trying to be positive for someone else by, helping with giving advice and then turn around and check out my shirt. It's pink. It's my favorite color. Really? And then go on with talking about cheating and whatever with people's previous marriages. I mean, that has nothing to do with what happened with Gannon. Nothing. I've buried 3 of my children. I know all about losing a child and taking pictures. See, I'm so sorry. Please remember to be kind to yourself. And it takes as long as it takes. Don't set limits for yourself. Totally. Can totally tell what's up. I asked Zav, are you broke or what? She must have been. She must have been. Yeah, Gavin's a beautiful boy, and his memory deserves to be more about his life than his death. Like, I can't stand when people put pictures of Letitia and Gannon side by side. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. No parent wants to see that. I had to talk about this with my mom earlier tonight. Today's 1 year since my aunt passed. And my cousin was told by his aunt that he wasn't grieving the right way. I'm tired of that. Oh, yeah, nobody should tell anybody how to grieve. Nobody. All he wanted was to be loved, for sure. Can't even bust out defibrillators to revive her reputation or her podcast. I hope she got a day job. Me too. Good quiz. I have been too. I don't want anything else to do with channels that only talk about the same case and none of it are facts. It's their feelings, their, body language expert, podcast / YouTuber bullshit. I'm just done with it. We have to set a standard. We have to be the voice. We have to say, enough's enough. I'm not engaging in this shit. And you have to call out your friends. Why are you over there? Why are you listening to that shit? Do you not understand what that's doing to the family? You have to say that to people. You have to hold people accountable for this shit. It's not entertainment, people. It's not. There's a vast difference between informative stream with varying views and trained guests and mindless streams regurgitating what professionals are reporting and adding your own untrained stupid. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I'm going to star that comment back here so that I can screenshot that later. Very good point, Angelo. Thank you for that. Headed to bed. All right. Salty, have a good night. I'm not going to be on long. I just wanted to show what I had found with her lack of empathy. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could never sing Alan Lane and cry and talk about Gannett, right? People warned her politely not to do it. Yeah, no coming back from this. What do you guys think in the chat? Is there any coming back from this type of shit? Hey, Mad Miss Hatter. Hello, Kate Does Crime. Just put out Gannon's mom's statement. I'm in tears. Yeah, it's at the end. I can go back and pull it up and show you again. But tell me in the chat, what do you think? Is there any coming back from this? For those of you that are able to imagine being in the shoes, would an apology make this okay? Is there any coming back from this? What can she do to make this okay? With all the anger I feel about what she did to Gannon and his family, I also feel an extreme heavy sadness. Right. It's brought that heavy sadness back. Makes it feel not like it's a closed case, not like you can move forward in a positive direction. It almost feels like a heavy weight that's keeping you stagnant, sitting in one spot again. To me, that's what it feels like. It feels like just, what can we do? The only thing we can do is hold people accountable. In my opinion, like, that's it. I have something I want to read. Let me pull it up quick. Here it is. Okay. I didn't plan on being very long. I do have a stream planned for tomorrow. I just have a couple of other things to do, but there are some new people that have found the channel that are also grieving. So I had something that I want to read to you. When I saw the liminal pictures of Gannon's room, I could not look at any of those pictures. Yeah, I want to be clear. I've never seen one of them outside what was shown in the trial, and even some of those I turned my head and looked away. I watch these trials on the Sleuth Mom's channel because she doesn't show that type of stuff. She doesn't take chances with showing the jury or with showing inappropriate photos or gruesome photos. She puts up what's it called? Shoot, I have them back here. She puts up an overlay to not take any chances. You know what I mean? She's very aware of the mistakes that have been made in some of the trials with the court cameras. And so that's where I watch all of the trials. That's where I go. So thank you guys for answering me. Yeah, if you want entertainment, go to a Las Vegas show. Don't go to an autopsy. Correct. Good point, Valerie. That's a really good point. Very good point. Flip Flop says, no, I agree with you. The lack of empathy from her is astounding. Yeah. I'm going to play that part of that video again before we go. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I didn't mean to I always try not to click on conversations in the chat. Sorry about that. Nope. She crossed the line. It's outrageous. I agree with you. Sweet tea, 100%. But on YouTube, lots of bad creators come back. So I don't know. Right. Well, I hear that there's something in the works for that too, for people that have been banned coming back. I'm not sure. Once we know for sure, I guess it'll be out there. I don't know. Things feel differently to me. Me too. Hey, True Texan. It's so good to see you. Always. YouTube is a strange place, so who knows, right? I wish we could bottle up all the shit and just dump it. Just take it to the landfill and dump it where it belongs. Yeah, it feels weighty to me. It just feels like weighted down. No, I don't think she really grasps what she's done. I don't think she does at all. She's standing firm in it or hiding from it, one of the two. But I mean, just the request, someone else send me contact information because I want to make it look like I'm apologizing. Landon doesn't want an apology, and I don't blame her at all. I don't think there's anything she could do to make this better. Nothing. Damage is done, right? And when it can't be undone, how do you come back from that? I mean, this is like the worst of the worst. Yep. No coming back. She needs to stay gone. I agree. What would make this okay? Only the family should get to decide. Absolutely. And I'll show you what Landon said. I happened to see a notification on Facebook, which I'm never on. And I thought, oh, wow. Okay. No way there's coming back. I would never give her my view, even if she never did anything wrong again. She's shown her true colors and non-empathy having ass when she questioned out. Absolutely. Just hanging out with the kittens. We have a cat here. You know what it says all the time? Meow. Hello, mommy. I swear to God, that's what the cat says whenever it meows. Hello, mommy. That's what the meows sound like. It's kind of weird. That girl's deleting a lot of videos too. I hope she deletes her whole channel because wow. Oh. And I'm not even about cancel culture, but I'm also about not destroying people who are already sitting in so much pain and suffering. If you make it worse, you are shit. You are shit. Not for me. I don't believe she can. If she hasn't owned it, apologize to the family and immediately take it down, which she didn't. I see her coming back from anytime soon. I agree. I mean, she didn't want to apologize until the whole internet was like, you're an asshole. And Brian Etten called her out and drug her through all the filth that he could drag her through. That's when she wanted to apologize. It took everybody telling her what was wrong before she was willing to say, yeah, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Like, that to me is insane. Let's see. It was so sad. I never thought about Alan Landon's heartaches for them, right? And like, there's nothing to even make that better. You know what I mean? Like, the grieving community, we understand what it feels like when people are like, I can't imagine how strong you are. You have to be the strongest person in the world. They're in a better place. Only God takes the good ones. Can't imagine what you go through. And secretly, they turn around and it's like, I'm glad I love my kids more. Glad I parent better than they did. I mean, all of these things, right? What could you possibly say after you've violated the privacy, the dignity, the respect, the memory? What could you possibly say to them at this point? I mean, nothing. It's just crazy. I'll pull this back up and show you what Landon's response was. There's some more people that came in. Let me show you her empathy. The video is not that long. Let me play it again while I pull up something I had written a while back for the new people that have recently lost. I've got your emails. I'll be responding to those today and tomorrow. And We just show you the empathy.
We pray that no one ever experiences a loss like this, or like she's experienced, or any other loss of a child, but that you can move forward. It takes a lot, and it takes a lot of time, but you can put the pieces together. And you can show emotion, and you can show feeling, but you can move forward, and you can continue on. Wherever you draw that strength from, we draw ours from God. And I acknowledge others draw it from different places, but that hope that you can persevere and you can move on, or move forward, I should say. That's what I want to leave everyone with, a message of hope.
Okay, so I want to comment on, first of all, I want to show you my shirt. Check this out, Pink Floyd. Isn't that cool? I like Floyd, I like Pink Floyd. So together, and I like pink, the color. I thought that was cool. Anyway, okay, so
I want to make a comment here. I started this. Where is it? Okay, we're Kristen. You said a few people have said Al is just Melissa, but I also heard Al met Melissa at a support group for those grieving. Does anyone have factual knowledge to this? I don't know if it was more than rumors. I think it's probably true. That's what was out. Like people were talking about this back when this all happened, like 3 years ago. That he actually, yeah, I think rumors. BB, that's kind of funny. Oh. Like Al is like legit, like his emotions are real. But sometimes, when somebody's like sad about something and then you don't feel it, like when we're doing like true crime, like interviews of parents or something where we're not sure and we're like, are they faking? Are they involved? I try to use somewhat of like, do I feel the sadness that they're trying to portray? Like, do you feel it, or is it just like you don't even feel it? Like, let's say somebody's like just crying and they're just having all these emotions, and then like you feel nothing listening to them. Like, I feel like it's a good indicator that maybe they are faking it, because if it's real, like a lot of times when it's real, you feel it too. You know what I'm saying? With Landon, like I'm always like feeling it so much. Al, I do feel it, but not like as much as Landon, but I kind of use that as a barometer or indicator or whatever to kind of like, okay, let me look more into this because I'm not really feeling anything. Because you know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Because if somebody really is, then you almost like feel that energy back. But yeah, I feel like he's very emotional. And I don't feel like I'm not feeling it as much because it's less. I don't know what it is. 'Cause I do feel like he's legit like sad. But no, I don't like cheating. But so let's say he really was cheating. So it's like, don't think you're not going to be maybe the one being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of the times once they cheat, they will do it again. But then I feel like there is certain instances where it's because the person hasn't found the right person. And there's no excuse you shouldn't cheat on anybody. But there could be there is cases, I'm sure, where the person just isn't finding the right person. And then when they do, then they might not cheat on You know what I'm saying? They might have somebody that they won't cheat on, but for a lot of the times it's like, don't think you're like too good for him to do it to you too. So if he did happen to cheat on, oh well,
Hey, Lise. I agree, black belt. Oh, unmuted. It's of my opinion that there's really no coming back from that. There's just not. And again, I'm begging you, please go through your subscription list, go through your members list. Don't support channels that are doing this or that are even supportive of this stuff. Get rid of them, please. That's the first step for getting rid of them. Okay. I'm pulling this up still. Think of Landon and Al when I read this to you. In their beginning stages of grief, any of you. I'm meeting some of you for the first time in my emails, and I'm glad that you found a place that can be supportive of what you're going through right now. You ask me how I'm feeling, but do you really want to know? The moment I try telling you, you say you have to go. How can I tell you what it's been like for me? I'm haunted, I'm broken by things that you'll never see. You ask me how I'm holding up, but do you really care? The moment I start to speak my heart, you start squirming in your chair. Because I feel so lonely, you see, friends no longer come around. I'll take the words I want to say and quietly choke them down. Everyone avoids me now. I guess they don't know what to say. They told me I'll be there for you, then turned and walked away. Call me if you need me. That's what everybody said. But how can I call and scream into the phone, my God, my child is dead? No one will let me say the words I need to say. Why does a parent's grief scare everyone away? I'm tired of pretending. My heart hammers in my chest. I say things to make you comfortable, but my soul finds no rest. How can I tell you things that are too sad to be told? Of the helplessness of holding a child who in your arms grows cold. Maybe you can tell me how should one behave who's had to follow their child's casket, watched it perched above a grave. You cannot imagine what it was like that day. To place a final kiss upon that box and have to turn and walk away. If you really loved me, and I sometimes believe you do, if you really want to help me, here's what we need from you. Sit down beside me, reach out and take my hand. Say, my friend, I've come to listen. Help me understand. Just hold my hand and listen. That's all you need to do. And if by chance I shed a tear, it's all right if you do too. I swear that I'll remember till the day I'm very old. The friend who sat and held my hand and let me bare my soul. Imagine Al and Landon thinking they'd never have to face the day that the entire internet wanted so much of them. Our custom is to allow 3 days for bereavement. The real grieving for parents begins when the flowers have withered, cards stop coming, friends and family have returned to their daily routines. It takes a lot of hard work to build that place in your heart to learn to survive without your child. Know that you're not alone. Others have gone before you and are lighting the way. That comes from Karen Cantrell from Frankfort, Kentucky. Please don't support people that are doing this. Thanks everyone for being here. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully for a little happier. Everyone have a good night. Good night, Annette.